Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about you just might get her back. So in this video I'm going to go into in-depth on an email from a guy who has a real shot of getting his ex-girlfriend back. Now, the reason that his girlfriend lost attraction to him was due to his insecure behavior. So I think you guys are going to really enjoy this one because I'm going to take you through it so you can see where he went wrong and what he can do to correct it. Now, basically he had been dating this girl for a few months, and they were friends for a few months before they started dating. And there was one day where he couldn't get a hold of her, and she told him she couldn't talk because she was with her family. So let me go ahead and start with what he says here, and then I'm going to take you through it. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one. He says, essentially, when I tried to get a hold of her one time, she said she couldn't talk as she was with her family. But I saw her car outside her house when I was nearby, so I tripped her up a couple of hours later during a phone call asking her how the drive was to her parents. She said she rode her bike. Later, she called me out on it at a friend's gathering and asked if I had seen her car outside her house. I said yes. She said, "So, you tried to trick me then?" Alright, so this guy got totally busted from the situation. He went by the house, saw her car there, and, you know, sometimes when we're going through a breakup, it affects us on a deep part of our brain that it really triggers this anxiety, the separation anxiety, where we have these obsessive, intrusive thoughts, and we can't get the person out of our head. We have this tremendous amount of separation anxiety, and so he wanted to go by. Now, you want to be careful with doing stuff like this, obviously. And, you know, he made a mistake and he knows it. Because what he, you know, obviously going by the house, and then he tries to trick her by asking her how the drive was to her parents' house. Now that's a bizarre question to ask, isn't it? If you think about that, like, your girlfriend is telling you she's at her parents' house, and you're like, well, how was the drive there? That's odd. That's an odd question. If anything, he could have said, so what'd you guys do at your parents' house? How was it? How's everybody? You know, something like that. But how is the drive there is an odd question. And he got caught because of it. So he admitted it. He admitted that he tried to trick her, and he apologized. And I'm glad he owned up to it. Good job. We all make mistakes. The anxiety caused you to do something that you probably wouldn't have done if you were in the right state of mind. And this is why, guys, I always tell you that one of the real reasons, I say the real reason relationships fail is anxiety. Because it causes us to do things like this. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and berate him, and, you know, he knows that it probably wasn't a good idea to do that, and now it cost him this relationship. Because what happened? She said that it was a red flag because she was always honest with him and therefore couldn't deal with his insecurity. And she's right. He is insecure, and I appreciate her being honest and forthcoming about saying, listen, you're insecure and I haven't done anything to warrant it, and it's a red flag. And it is. And this is why I tell you guys, you have to learn emotional self-control. You have to learn how to soothe your anxiety. So he goes on to say that we didn't speak for 3 weeks. Then I arranged to meet her, and she confirmed it was over but wanted to be friends. I said I wasn't interested in friendship and suggested she call me if she changed her mind. She said she wouldn't. I walked away and didn't come unglued. I have seen her lots of times since then in our shared group of friends. Sometimes she avoids talking to me. Other times, she's really friendly. Well, I think he handled this really well because he said, listen, I don't want to be just friends. I'm interested in you romantically. And she said she wasn't going to change her mind. Guys, can I explain something to you? When you're going through a breakup, a girl's breaking up with you, and they tell you they're never going to change their mind. They always say they're never going to change their mind. Because if they thought they were going to change their mind, they wouldn't be breaking up with you to begin with. Here's the other thing to understand. This is really, really important. When a woman says something, she means it in that moment. Feelings change like the clouds that move across the sky. And a woman's attraction level is going to rise and fall like the sea. So important to understand that. So, I think this girl is conflicted. Sometimes she's attracted to you. Sometimes she remembers the insecure and needy behavior and gets turned off. If you continue to display strong, masculine, confident, and secure behavior, her attraction level will go up. Then she'll justify it in her mind by what you had done in the past and minimize it, or her attraction to you will be just so high that she's just going to block it out. What you want to do in this situation is you want her natural attraction to you and her passion for you to get her to overlook what you did. And the only way that's going to happen is by giving them time and space. You have to give someone time and space. They kind of start to forget about the bad things and they only think about the good. I think this guy has a really solid chance of getting her back, but there's more to it that you'll see why. Now, when she does, and when you're in a situation and a girl does put herself back in your orbit, simply arrange a time to hang out. You want to invite her to go out and do something fun. No talking about what happened if you can avoid it. No talking about feelings and trying to work it out. That just turns them off, turns women off more. Just go out and have fun with them. Do something fun like go-karts or laser tag. Something where you're focusing on doing something and not just talking. So, he says that he knows he has some insecurity and he believes that it carries over from a previous relationship. Now, I agree with that, but I think really the big picture is not about the ex that he had, not this ex, but whatever one may have cheated on him. That sounds like what happened. I think it's really about an early attachment trauma. I think he's got an anxious attachment style and he has become hyper vigilant, so he's super aware and he's super sensitive to somebody backing away. He's always consciously looking for, is this person going to leave me? Is she talking to somebody else? She's been distant. She's been not calling me as much, texting me as much. When you've grown up in a home where you weren't seen, heard, given love, where you were neglected, where you were abandoned, you are going to form either an anxious or an avoidant attachment style. And it's going to really affect all of your romantic relationships as an adult. So, what's happened with him is that he's overwhelmed by the anxiety and the fear of losing her, or maybe, the trauma of having somebody cheat on him. Remember what I told you, if a trauma is severe enough, we can't separate it from the past and the present. So even though it was somebody else that did it to him, he feels that pain of somebody cheating on him in the present moment, even though it's somebody else in the past. So, he also thinks that she has an avoidant attachment style. Because he said sometimes she's close, sometimes she's distant. And, you know, that's going to trigger his anxiety. If you're dating somebody that has an avoidant attachment style, and I have, it can be difficult because they're going to trigger your anxiety, and they don't like the level of closeness and intimacy that someone that is a secure or an anxious attachment style desires. Like, they might like, if this is a comfort scale or closeness scale, and this is super close, they can handle super close. Somebody that has an avoidant attachment style is going to be on the lower end of feeling close. And depending upon what they've gone through, the abuse and neglect or whatever, it's going to affect how much closeness they can handle. And sometimes, and by sometimes I mean a lot of time, if somebody that has an avoidant attachment style and they can only handle this much closeness, and all of a sudden they feel this much closeness to you, they will do an act out to push you away. They will sabotage things to push you away. They will deliberately say and do things to push you away to get it to this level of comfort again. And then they feel calm again, and then all of a sudden they're back to normal. It's constant, like, juggling of how much closeness and distance they can handle. If you have a secure attachment style, you can handle more intimacy and closeness. Somebody has an anxious or avoidant attachment style, they can't handle as much. And so, they might not even be aware of it. I think I said consciously a minute ago, but sometimes they can be unconsciously doing this. So let me go on with this email. He says, it turns out she actually was telling about something I challenged her on, so I totally screwed up. And I think he means in regards to being with the parents. But are you really certain of that? You didn't make that very clear to me in the email. Because maybe your gut was telling you something for a reason. I don't know. You didn't get into it. So, sometimes your gut is telling you something, though. Go on with the email. He says, anyway, we met for a chat about it, and she said she still wants to be friends, as she likes spending time with me. I replied, saying being friends wouldn't work for me, and to call me if she changes her mind. She said she would never change her mind. Like I said, when a woman tells you, I'm never going to change their mind, yeah, they mean that. In that moment. They do. But it's in that moment. And that can change. It's a feeling, okay? That feeling can change in a day, an hour, a week. It depends upon how attached they are. It depends upon your behavior. You back away, you start moving on and say, okay, I'm moving on with my own life. You start going out on dates or posting pictures on social media of you doing awesome things. They're going to think about you. That's going to affect whether or not they want you back right away. So, he says, I walked away and I didn't plead. Good job. He said, the difficulty with implementing no contact is that we share the same social circle of friends. We actually met this way in the first place. I managed to avoid most of the social events I knew she was attending for about 2 months after the breakup. But I started attending again as I was missing out on fun time with my friends. Yeah, you don't want to miss out on fun time with your friends over this. Over the last 2 weeks, when the ex and I have interacted at the social gatherings, she was very flirty, playing with her hair, making physical contact such as nudges, throwing me flirty looks across the room, and teasing me. Yes! All excellent signs. Hence the title of the video. You just might get her back. These are all great signs, and I'm assuming he's been watching my videos for a while, so he's learned to pick up these small things. Awesome. He says, after one of those occasions, I asked her to hang out again, but she turned me down, saying it would not be a good idea, as she's still attracted to me, and she couldn't trust herself. These are good signs. She's even telling you. So you know she's still attracted to you, but she's concerned that you don't have emotional self-control, which she's probably got a real good point about. Remember, a woman needs to feel safe with you. They need to feel like the man they're with is not going to lose emotional self-control. And I would say one of the big things you're going to have to do here is work on your anxiety. And watch all of my videos where I talk about attachment styles, and I talk about anxiety a lot because it's so critical with relationships, because we're so terrified and we're so scared that we're going to lose that person. That's why we do a lot of the things that we do. Sometimes we're aware of it, sometimes we're not, sometimes we sabotage it on purpose, sometimes we just don't even do it on purpose. Maybe it's the pattern we grew up in. There's a lot of different reasons. He says she didn't want to get involved again as she doesn't think it's going to work out long term. I said, can you just not go with the flow and see how it goes? But she replied saying she is really stubborn and would not change her position on that. I said, okay, if you change your mind, let me know. He's doing really good. He's doing really good because he's saying, if you change your mind, let me know. You always want to act indifferent. You're happy if you have her. You're happy if you don't have her. Either way, you're great. You don't want to come on too strong, like you're super excited to see her at these events because you're in the same social circle. But you don't want to be like completely ignoring her. You just kind of want to be like, oh, hey, what's up? And then go, about your business, hanging with your friends. A week later, we were out again, and she was dressed very sexily. Is sexily a word? Very sexily? I'm not sure. And he says, almost like it was for me, as by now she knew I still fancied her. And again, she was very flirty, smiling at me a lot, winking, that's a big one, mimicking my movements. Man, this guy's really good at picking up these signals. Great job, dude. Playing with her hair and teasing again. She also sent me a text saying, stop thinking about my ass. Really? Stop thinking about it, huh? Unfortunately, he did not strike when the irons were hot. He said, so the next day, I asked her out again, and she turned me down. The next day, she's flirting with you, winking at you, and texting you, stop thinking about my ass. And you waited to the next day. Dude, you have to jump on that. Literally. Come on, bro. A girl is really flirting with you like that. You gotta go for it. She's telling you, I'm interested. This is your moment. The window is open. You go for it. Oh, man. You waited for the next day. That's brutal. I get it, though, man. You're a little bit tentative. You're a little bit nervous. You're going to screw things up again. I don't want to beat you up, but that was tough, man. You got to admit, that's a tough one. Alright, so, I'm sorry, I lost my spot a little bit. She said there is obviously physical attraction there, but she didn't think it would work out now. Now she said she's going to avoid me until she can keep a lid on her attraction for me and not give off the signs. Yeah, she means that. In the moment. Watch. This girl's really attracted to you. When you got a girl that has this much physical attraction to you where she just can't stop thinking about you, you just gotta be cool, calm, collected, right? Be friendly, but not too friendly. a little mysterious, and a little aloof. You need to make her wonder if you still like her. This is critical. She can't think that she's got you. You need to make her wonder if she still has you. So like I said, you want to be friendly, but you don't want to be over friendly or eager. You want to just be kind of in the middle and chill. So he's got 3 questions. He says, 1, should I let her go and see if she contacts me? Absolutely, dude. She is into you. She's interested in you. You're going to see her around your friends. When she puts herself in your orbit, coming around you, comes to talk to you, it means she's interested. Let her come to you. She's going to. Number 2, regarding my group of friends, if I know she's going to be attending more gatherings in the future, I'm not attending the next 2 she's at, should I avoid them? The problem is that if I don't go, my social life takes a dive and I miss out. And I really value these friends. But I also understand that if she sees me at these occasions, she might not miss me. It's a dilemma. Go out with your friends as you normally would. Don't change that. Just go out with them as what, if you were going to plan on going a certain event or an outing and you really want to go, go. Right? I want you to go. Don't change that. Now, for the events over the next 2 events that you said you're not going, in the group text, what I would do is, I know you've been staying silent for that. I would put a little text in there just saying, when everybody's talking about it, being like, thanks for the invite, but I have plans. That curiosity of what you're doing or who you're doing it with is going to make her anxious, and it's going to make her want you even more. Number 3, we're all in a group chat on WhatsApp. Should I avoid replying to the group messages from now and go quiet so she can start messaging me? No. Don't stay silent. It's okay. Like I said, thanks for the invite, but I have plans. Very important. Alright, so overall, you have a really good shot at getting this girl back. You're going to have to be cool, and when she puts herself in your orbit, strike while the irons are hot. If she texts you anything flirty next time, make sure you get on that, okay? In the meantime, I really think you're going to have to work on your anxiety, because even if you do get this girl back, you're going to be insecure in the relationship. And listen, I know a lot of you guys come to me just to get an ex back. The bottom line is, whether you get this person back or not, stick with my work. It's going to help you far beyond getting just an ex back. It's going to teach you how to be a really confident, secure, strong guy who knows how to satisfy women. He knows how to communicate better. Your relationships will thrive using the strategies and the skills that I give you in all my videos. So don't just come looking to get your ex back, then you get her back and you blow it again. No, I want to transcend you and help you grow like you've never grown before. That's what I really care about, you guys. I know I felt lost for many years and not knowing how to be in relationships, how to make them work, how to communicate. That's why I'm here, guys. That's why I put this out for you guys. So if you like this video, put a like on there, and make sure you put a comment in the comments below. I do read them, and I do put comments on there back to you guys. Sorry, I'm tongue twisted. This is a long video. Now, when you want my help personally, go to my website, askcraig.net, and sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I'm Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.